When you think of Japan, what comes to mind? Bullet trains, Tokyo lights, Kyoto's temples. But beyond the cities, beyond the neon glow, there's another Japan. A Japan untouched by time, a Japan where bamboo forests whisper forgotten stories, where ancient villages cling to cliffs, and where nature and spirit dance in perfect balance. Prepare to go beyond the guidebooks and step into the Japan most travelers never see. From enchanted forests and floating villages to mountain temples and mystical coastlines, these are places where time slows down and the soul awakens. These aren't just places, they're experiences. Japan's most breathtaking escapes are waiting. If you know where to look, places that feel like they've been plucked from a dream. Taketomi Island. Taketomi isn't just an island, it's a memory. A living museum of Ryukyuan life. As you arrive by ferry, there's no buzz of engines or rush of crowds, just the soft jingle of water buffalo pulling wooden carts along coral-lined paths. Every house here is built in harmony with tradition. Red-tiled roofs, white stone walls, and lion-dog guardians watching from above. In the evening, the wind carries the sounds of sanshin music, a three-stringed lute floating from inside a family home. Children run barefoot through sandy lanes, just as they did a century ago. Taketomi doesn't show you the past, it invites you to live in it. Kanazawa. Tucked along the Sea of Japan, Kanazawa is where art, history, and culture converge in hushed elegance. Here, the Kenrakuan Garden isn't just a botanical marvel, it's a philosophical one, balancing 6 ideals of beauty. Seclusion, spaciousness, antiquity, man-made structures, water features, and scenic views. Step into the Nagamachi Samurai District, and the earthen walls seem to lean in and whisper stories of loyalty, betrayal, and quiet honor. The air tastes of tea and rain. In the geisha district of Higashichaya, lanterns flicker inside preserved wooden tea houses. You don't just visit Kanazawa, you drift through it like a passing poem. Shirakawa-go, nestled between snow-capped mountains, Shirakawa-go appears each winter like a fairy tale come to life. Its steep, thatched roof houses, shaped like hands in prayer, are designed to survive meters of snow. Inside, families gather around sunken hearths, telling stories as the smoke rises into a high wooden ceiling blackened by generations. Walking through this UNESCO village, you feel the rhythm of seasons, the ache of solitude, and the warmth of a community that endures. In the evening, the village is lit softly, as if it knows it's being watched by the stars. Mount Koya-san. Mount Koya isn't climbed, it's entered. A sacred realm where monks live, chant, and pass their days in meditative silence. In the temple lodging Shukubo, you rise before the sun to hear the low resonance of morning prayers. The air smells of incense and cedar. At Yunomine Cemetery, 200,000 graves rest under a canopy of ancient trees. Each lantern is a soul. Each step feels like a vow. Here, death isn't feared, it's respected. And life, stripped of distraction, becomes something pure. Miyama. Just beyond the reach of Kyoto's crowds lies Miyama, a rural valley where thatched roof farmhouses reflect on water and time. Farmers still grow rice by hand. Smoke rises from wood stoves. Children wave as you pass. And an old woman may offer you a persimmon from her garden. In summer, fireflies flicker like old gods returning. There's no noise, no rush, just the hum of cicadas and the slow, sweet unfolding of another day. Miyama isn't just beautiful, it's grounding. Tottori sand dunes. They rise like waves frozen in time. The Tottori sand dunes, Japan's desert by the sea. Walk barefoot over golden ridges carved by the wind. Listen to the dunes sigh beneath your feet. A camel ride may seem out of place, but here, contradictions are part of the magic. Near the dunes, the Sand Museum builds temporary worlds of myth from grains of earth, sculptures that will crumble, reminding us that even art must return to dust. Sado Island exile once made Sado Island a place of sorrow. Now, it's a sanctuary for rhythm and resilience. The Kodo drummers who live and train here beat their taiko with the precision of monks and the power of storms. Explore gold mines that whisper of ambition. Walk coastal roads where cliffs fall into foam and attend a no performance under the stars. Sado doesn't just show you beauty, it moves you with it. Kamikochi. High in the Japanese Alps, Kamikochi is a realm untouched by engines. Its silence is sacred. Walk along the Azusa River, where clouds drift below the peaks and monkeys play in the trees. The water is so clear, it reflects the sky like a mirror made of light. At dawn, mist crawls over the wooden bridges and the whole world holds its breath. Kamikochi isn't a destination, it's a meditation. Kurashiki. Kurashiki's canal district feels hand-painted. White-walled warehouses stand with graceful pride beside still water. Weeping willows dip their fingers into the canal as gondolas drift past. Once a merchant town, it now trades in peace. You might wander into a tiny art museum, sip sake in a 300-year-old kura, or simply watch the wind play with the surface of the water. Kurashiki doesn't shout, it sings in quiet tones. Matsui. Matsui is a castle town wrapped in fog and folklore. Its black wooded fortress stands like a samurai from a forgotten age. Lafcadio Hearn, the Irish writer who gave voice to Japanese ghost stories, called it home, and you can still walk the narrow paths he once did. Take a boat ride around the moat as the sun sets behind pine-covered hills. The lanterns glow, and you feel as though you've entered a tale. No Funaya. On the quiet coast of northern Kyoto lies Ine, a village where homes sit directly above the sea. These boathouses, or funaya, cradle fishing skiffs beneath sleeping quarters. The scent of salt and cedar is everywhere. From the water, the houses look like they're floating. Fishermen mend nets as herons wait nearby. In the evening, the waves gently rock the village like a lullaby. Nagatoro, nestled in the hills of Saitama, Nagatoro is a landscape of emerald rivers and sacred stones. Ride a wooden boat through rapids carved by time, beneath cliffs worshipped for millennia. In autumn, fire blazes through the leaves. In summer, festivals paint the riverbanks with lanterns. Nagatoro is where nature tells its own legends, if you listen. Yakushima, it rains nearly every day on Yakushima. But that's what makes it magic. This island, cloaked in rainforest, is home to trees over 7,000 years old. Walk beneath their twisted limbs and feel the weight of time. Moss grows like velvet on rocks and roots. The forest hums, breathes, and watches. Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke was born here because Yakushima is where spirits still dwell. Chichibu, an hour from Tokyo, yet far from its pace, Chichibu is both sacred and festive. Climb the cliffs of Mitsumine Shrine, where wolves are worshipped as divine messengers. In winter, the night festival lights up the cold with roaring floats, fireworks, and revelry. Chichibu is a town that remembers and celebrates. Mount Osor. Mount Osore means Fear Mountain. And when you arrive, you'll understand why. Sulfur vents hiss from a volcanic landscape that resembles another planet. Yet here, on the shores of a perfectly still lake, sits a temple where monks pray for lost souls. Jizo statues wear red bibs, offerings to children who never grew up. And the wind carries whispers, some say, from the dead. Asura isn't for everyone, but for those who come with reverence, it offers something deeper than beauty. It offers perspective. Shodoshima, known as the Olive Island, Shodoshima is Japan's Mediterranean. Olive groves stretch along hillsides, and warm breezes carry the scent of rosemary and sea salt. But it's not just about European echoes. In its ravines and cliffs, Buddhist monks once trained in solitude. Visit Kankakee Gorge in autumn, where red and gold leaves frame stone pillars carved by the wind. Shodoshima is a gentle contradiction, both foreign and deeply Japanese, offering peace through contrast. Okunoshima, Rabbit Island. Okunoshima is unlike anywhere else, a small island where hundreds of wild rabbits roam free. Once, a secret chemical weapons site during World War II. The island has transformed into a place of innocence and healing. The rabbits hop beside visitors, curl in the sun, and beg for food with unblinking trust. The ruins of bunkers overgrown with ivy remind you that history can change form, from destruction to softness. Amakusa, a string of islands in Kumamoto Prefecture, was once a refuge for persecuted Christians. Its hidden churches whisper of forbidden faith and resilience. But Amakusa is also wild, with cliffs plunging into turquoise waters, dolphins swimming offshore, and fishermen hauling nets in time with the tides. Ride a boat beneath volcanic rock arches or watch the sun set from a hot spring bath on a remote bay. Amakusa is both sanctuary and spectacle. Uchijuku, once a post town during the Edo period, Uchijuku remains a time capsule. Its main street is unpaved, flanked by thatched roof houses that sell hand-cut soba and local crafts. Electric wires are hidden, so as you walk through, the illusion of centuries past is complete. Snow falls silently here in winter, blanketing the town in quiet reverence. Uchijuku isn't staged, it's preserved with love. Tsurugajo Castle in Aizu Wakamatsu. Tsurugajo Castle rises with red tiles and white walls, a symbol of samurai pride. It withstood sieges and now stands as a monument to loyalty. Inside, exhibits tell stories of warrior codes and the Boshin War. Climb to the top and look out over cherry blossoms in spring or snow-covered grounds in winter. Tsurugajo is more than a castle, it's a lesson in perseverance. Hitachi Seaside Park. Every season transforms Hitachi Seaside Park into a surreal dreamscape. In spring, millions of baby blue Nemophila flowers ripple like the sky fallen to earth. In autumn, crimson cassia bushes burn like bonfires across the fields. It's a place where nature paints without limits. Rent a bike, ride through waves of color, and feel like you're cycling through a watercolor. Uchiko. In rural Ehime, Uchiko quietly thrives with Edo-era charm. It was once a wax and paper-making town, and that legacy lives on in its perfectly preserved streets. The Uchikoza Kabuki Theater still hosts performances under lamplight. And locals take pride in every detail, from wooden lattice windows to manicured gardens. It's a town where beauty is maintenance, not memory. Biwako Valley, overlooking Lake Biwa, Japan's largest freshwater lake. Biwako Valley is a destination for all seasons. In winter, it's a ski resort with panoramic views of snow and sky. In warmer months, ride the ropeway and walk the sky terrace above clouds. The lake glimmers below like a liquid mirror, and silence settles like mist. It's a reminder of how nature always has one more perspective to offer. Oga Peninsula. In northern Akita, the Oga Peninsula juts into the Sea of Japan like a myth-made land. Its rocky coasts and storm-lashed shrines are home to the Namahage legend, demon-like beings who descend from the mountains each New Year's Eve to scare laziness out of children. Visit the Namahage Museum to understand the ritual, then stand at the edge of the cliffs and feel the ancient wind. The Oga Peninsula is where folklore is still alive. Iya Valley, deep in the mountains of Shikoku, lies the Iya Valley, a place once considered unreachable. Vines still form the bridges here. Yes, real bridges made from woven vines stretching over roaring rivers. Mist floats through narrow gorges, and old farmhouses dot terraced slopes. Hike to the statue of a peeing boy perched daringly on a cliff, a symbol of bravery in isolation. The Iya Valley is for those who don't mind losing the path, to find something better. Ojino Pass, Omori. Far north in Honshu lies Ojino Pass. A high mountain road where sweeping views unfold in every direction. In autumn, the leaves blaze with impossible color: crimson, saffron, amber. The road winds along cliffs, with tiny roadside shrines offering protection. Stop and watch the sea of trees roll like fire across the hills. Few tourists make it here. You'll feel like the landscape is putting on a show just for you. Gokayama, less known than its neighbor, Shirakawa-go. Gokayama is quieter, deeper, and somehow more mysterious. Thatched roof homes known as Gasho-zukuri stand nestled in thick snow, their steep angles shedding winter like falling feathers. The sound of footsteps on packed snow echoes in the stillness. In the evenings, light spills from lantern-lit windows like golden secrets. Music of the kokyu, a bowed instrument, drifts from unseen homes. Gokayama feels like it was carved out of a snow globe where time stands still. Yunomine Onsen, tucked in the mountains of Wakayama Prefecture, Yunomine Onsen is one of Japan's oldest hot springs, and the only one registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Pilgrims on the Kumano-Kodo Trail soak here after days of spiritual walking. The bathhouse is simple, wooden, humble. In the Tsuboyu bath, you step into the same waters used for purification for over 1,000 years. The smell of minerals and cedar, the sound of water over stone. This isn't luxury, it's cleansing. Nagahama, perched along the shores of Lake Biwa, Nagahama is a hidden historical jewel. Wander through its old black lacquered merchant homes and find treasures in antique shops and glass-blowing studios. Visit the Hokoji Temple, whose wooden halls have weathered centuries of faith. In spring, the cherry trees at Keonkan frame a reflection of the lake like brushstrokes of pink and water. Time here doesn't pass, it gently drifts. Aoshima Cat Island. On Aoshima Island, cats outnumber humans 6-1. The feline residents stroll the docks, nap on windowsills, and follow visitors like soft-footed shadows. The few elderly human residents coexist with their whiskered neighbors in peaceful rhythm. The island has no shops, no hotels, only the simple presence of creatures who live fully in the moment. Watching the sun set behind a line of silhouetted cats feels like an ending written by nature. Kiso Valley and Nakasendo. The Kiso Valley, once a major thoroughfare between Kyoto and Edo, is lined with ancient post towns like Magoma and Sumago, beautifully preserved, lovingly lived in. Stone paths lead through forests of cypress and cedar. The air is heavy with the scent of wood smoke and history. Hike between villages as travelers once did, stopping at tea houses and shrines. No cars, no neon, just the sound of your own footsteps and the whisper of trees telling stories. Spend the night in a ryokan, where futons are rolled out on tatami mats and dinner is served kaiseki style with seasonal mountain delicacies. Let the hush of the countryside become your lullaby. In Kiso, the past isn't behind you, it walks beside you. Shodoshima, nestled in the Seto Inland Sea, Shodoshima is known as Japan's Olive Island. Terraced hillsides hold neat rows of olive trees swaying in the salty breeze. But this island holds more than Mediterranean charm. The Kankakee Gorge cuts a dramatic path through the mountains, where a ropeway ride offers a panoramic ballet of jagged cliffs and changing leaves. In the quiet of temples like Saikoji, monks chant under groves of bamboo and plum. The island's natural serenity makes it a place where your breath instinctively slows. Onuma, Niigata, blanketed by some of Japan's heaviest snowfall, Onuma is a world transformed in winter. Here, snow piles as tall as houses create a hushed white kingdom. In spring, rice paddies reflect sky and mountain like vast mirrors. This region is famed for its koshihikari rice, soft, slightly sweet, and grown in mineral-rich waters from melted snow. Stay in a farmhouse inn, sip local sake, and watch the steam rise from freshly cooked rice as morning mist floats across the valley. Onuma isn't flashy, it's soulful. Tsuruga Castle, Aizu Wakamatsu. Rising from the city of Aizu Wakamatsu, Tsuruga Castle is a symbol of samurai endurance. With its red-tiled roof, rare among Japanese castles, and snow-draped keep, it feels like a guardian of old ideals. Inside, the walls echo with the spirit of warriors who chose honor over surrender. Nearby, the Sazaido, a double-helix wooden pagoda, stuns with its engineering and mystery. Strolling the castle grounds beneath falling cherry blossoms, you'll sense history not as dates, but as emotion. Tottori sand dunes, yes, Japan has a desert. Along the coast of the Sea of Japan, the Tottori sand dunes stretch like a golden sea. Shifting ridges ripple underfoot, and the wind draws ever-changing patterns in the sand. Ride a camel across the dunes, try sandboarding, or simply stand atop the tallest ridge and look out to the ocean, a view that feels otherworldly. Nearby, the Sand Museum features exquisite sculptures made entirely of sand, depicting myths, legends, and cultures from around the globe. The dunes are proof that even in a land of mountains and forests, the unexpected still awaits. But there's more than novelty here. The silence is pure, the space unbounded. It's a landscape that strips things back to essence: wind, light, sand, sea, and invites you to pause, reflect, and remember what it means to simply be. Takachiho Gorge, Miyazaki. In the heart of Kyushu lies Takachiho Gorge, a place steeped in myth and wrapped in natural wonder. The cliffs here are sheer walls of volcanic basalt, carved by the Gokayama River into an otherworldly corridor. Waterfalls tumble from moss-covered heights into emerald pools below. Rent a rowboat and glide through the gorge, where light dances on the water and shadows echo the ancient legends said to have happened here, like the tale of the sun goddess Amaterasu hiding in a cave nearby. The air is cool and damp, the kind that carries the scent of stone and legend. As you drift under waterfalls and between canyon walls, it's not hard to imagine the gods once walked this same path. Biei and Furano, Hokkaido. Up north in Hokkaido, the rolling hills of Biei and the flower fields of Furano are a patchwork quilt of color and calm. In summer, lavender fields stretch toward the horizon, their scent drifting on the breeze like a lullaby. In autumn, golden wheat waves like a sea. The landscape feels European, yet distinctly Japanese in its harmony and restraint. Rent a bike or hop in a scenic train to explore gentle hills, lone trees standing in poetic isolation, and quiet cafes that serve fresh milk and cream from local cows. This is pastoral Japan, humble, beautiful, and pure. Come winter, the same hills transform into snow-covered silence. Whether you're watching the sunrise over a purple field or the first snowfall onto a frozen lake, Hiei and Furano remind you that beauty can be quiet. Shiratani, Unsuikyo, Yakushima. On the remote island of Yakushima lies one of Japan's most magical forests. Shiratani Unsuikyo. Covered in ancient moss and home to towering cedar trees thousands of years old, this forest was the inspiration behind Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke. Trails wind through a lush, almost prehistoric landscape where waterfalls and mist create an enchanted atmosphere. The silence here is not empty, it hums with life. Rain falls often, giving the forest a glassy sheen. Trees are gnarled and immense, their roots like twisting veins. Hike deeper and you'll reach the Taikoiwa Rock, a lookout that opens onto a sea of green valleys and cloud-wrapped peaks. In Shiratani Unsuikyo, you don't just walk through nature, you step into a living, breathing storybook where every rock, leaf, and drop of rain has a spirit. Japan is more than cities, more than cherry blossoms, more than bullet trains. It's a land of quiet grace, forgotten echoes, and places where spirit and story meet. These hidden gems remind us to travel not just to see, but to feel. Which one called to you? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more journeys beyond the usual.